Hey, thanks for tuning into the Muse Report. I'm Clee Davis, and I'm just a normal guy trying to fulfill his dreams and ambitions. I'm pretty sure we have lots in common, and we're on the same road, so you might as well join me on my journey of turning my muse into a reality. Let's go! So, I guess this is this is the third official episode of the Muse Report. Today I have with me, I'm not by myself, I have a good friend.
Oh yeah.
Justin Thornton.
How you guys doing? Great.
There's no one here. Okay, so
the viewers.
The viewers, right.
Listeners.
Right, that didn't make sense.
Listeners.
So yeah, this is my good friend Justin Thornton. He also attends Oakwood University, a leader, definitely within his own right. Our new class president.
Yes, junior class president, 2019.
2019, class of 2019, and someone I just, respect overall as a great person. So today's episode is going to be talking about life balance. And I guess, it's kind of self-explanatory, but just balancing the different aspects of life. You have your educational life, you have your spiritual life, you have your mental health, you have your physical health, and sometimes it could be a lot. And sometimes things might lack, some things might get omitted or overlooked, and that's not good to have, the best livelihood. So I think Justin is someone who portrays having a balanced life pretty well. So, I'm just going to ask you some questions about, your methods and what you do, to maintain, I guess, that cool, collected. Not everybody has to be cool, collected, but
I'm cool and collected.
All right. So, you could just introduce yourself first. Anything that I left out.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
I'm your first guest.
You are my first guest.
I'm honored. But yeah, just
make sure you're talking to the mic.
I got you. Something about me. Like he said, I'm a junior at Oakwood University. I'm a political science major with a minor in business management. As he said, I'm the junior class president with aspirations to do a lot more on campus. So just look out for that if you go to Oakwood. But even if you don't, just look out for my name because I'm definitely about to be something in the world. I'm also the USM Supreme Court Justice. So yeah, that just rounds me out pretty much.
So like, what are some goals and ambitions you have, my life after college and everything?
Goals and ambitions. Well, coming from a family like mine, my dad. Mm-hmm. He's a teacher and a professor, and I also want to go into the educational realm of things. I don't know. I just like interacting with people and helping people. So I feel like being a professor is something that I want to be in my life. Just nothing below high school. I can't. I don't do.
With the kids.
I mean, I love little kids. I don't have that much patience.
The patience, right?
Yeah, but
we can't beat them up.
Yeah, sure. No. I don't encourage violence, but that's just a side thing. What I really want to do is I want to become a policymaker and a politician because looking at the world now, these politicians are kind of outrageous. Let me just say that. So it would just also be good for the black community, and also just everyone else to have someone with a nice value base. And, knows that they're actually looking to serve the people and not just themselves. So, yeah, politician is probably one of the...
True. And I see you're taking those steps now, being class president,
mm-hmm.
looking to run for other offices in the future and everything. Yeah. So, that's right. Taking action now for the future. That's what I like. All right, so since we're talking about life balance today, I guess I'll ask, well, what do you consider life balance? I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has kind of a different definition, but what do you consider, like having a balanced lifestyle?
What do I consider? I don't want to be generic, but, it's also, it's the, academic, spiritual, mental, all that stuff. But I mean, I think it's a lot more than that. I just think that people should just, try different things, be aware of themselves in different areas of
Self-awareness.
life. Yeah. So that's what I personally think life balance is. I don't think it's something that you can just pick up. I feel like it's like a trial and error type thing. So, I mean, yeah, throughout my life, I've had so many errors and mistakes that I've had when it comes to life balances. But, you just got to, live life and, learn from it.
That's interesting.
And adapt. So, yeah.
Interesting concept that you said, self-awareness. I think that actually might be the most important part because everyone's different, So, like,
exactly.
Life balance for me might be like, okay, well, my priority needs to be going to school or getting an education because that might be like the hardest concept for me. I know I'm an athletic person, so I'm going to exercise.
Exactly.
But, for the other person with their self-awareness, they say, well, I could tend to be lazy sometimes. I'm going to do my schoolwork automatically because I like to stay inside, but I need to push myself, to like go outside and do active things. So I think that was a very pertinent part.
Yeah, self-awareness. I mean, I feel like what I've seen from other people is a lack of self-awareness just because you look at someone else that you think's doing well and you try to mimic their abilities instead of looking at yourself. So I'm not going to look at you and I might not have the same struggles that you have. I might be strong in where you struggle with. So I'm not going to mimic your pathway to life. I'm going to look at you. Oh, he's got to figure it out. Let me look at myself and see what I can do that I can work on that works for me. So that's why I think it goes hand in
Definitely.
hand.
I see that happening. So I've even made that mistake. See someone that looks like they have
Exactly, yeah. I think
all
of
figured
us
out, and you try to do the same thing that they do, and it doesn't work because you're not them.
Exactly.
So definitely another good point there. So, all right. How do you, like, personally go about, like, having your life, like, at an equilibrium, I guess? I mean, of course, things are going to spike because that's life. But, like, do you, like, plan out your day? Like, this is what I'm going to do? Or, like, do you just go with the flow? Or do you have a priority list? Or, like...
That's a good question. What I do, I'm a very organized person. So, like, whoever knows me, I like to section things off. And as I get older, it gets harder and harder because, it's just
more stuff,
piles on. But, I mean, I typically, like, when I start something, like, say I'm starting a new school year, I typically try to, like, at the beginning, I try to write down, like, how much time I'm going to spend on this one thing. How much am I going to do this? What areas might be a little bit too hard, so I could just compensate. So I try to look at the overall view, the big picture, and see where I can, see what details I can focus on and what I can, stay away from, just to make the big picture work. Because I just feel like there's no set solution that works for everyone, like I just said previously. But if you work on, like, minor details, you might, work on the minor details to achieve the overall picture. I mean, it's going to change, it's going to adjust.
Yeah.
But just having that self-awareness, like we were just saying, knowing when to have that change and when, like, just what details I just feel like focusing on the little stuff, just really helps.
Definitely. Like, for me, I'm a very organized person, too. Like, I like to have things, like, mapped out.
Got you.
So, like, of course, like, you plan. And here's the thing about planning.
That is true.
You plan, and it never ever works out.
Goes away.
Ever. But what I realized is, like, you still get so much more done than if you didn't plan anything at all.
I've heard that, because that's my number one pet peeve about, like, people that have that argument. They say, if you plan, it never goes the way it is. But yeah, that's true. But when stuff changes, you still have a guideline to follow. Right. So if something changes, I still have something to fall back on.
Right. Like, just the satisfaction of like crossing things
Exactly.
off.
You just feel like, oh man, I'm on top of shit.
Right. Even if you didn't complete half your list, at least I got something done. Like,
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I think that's just a really important part. But not everyone's a planner. I know some people that just go.
I don't understand it, but
I don't understand
works
it.
for you.
Oh, we got someone in the room who just goes. How does that work? You can talk into the mic. This is Jordan Colbert. He's one of our audience members, I guess, today.
Sometimes when you just go with the flow, it can be exciting, it can be adventurous, it's something different. You never know what's going to happen, which, if that's your style, can be amazing because you can always learn something new, you can always try something different. The negatives on that is that your life can sometimes become a mess because you're not as well balanced as you need to be, because you're always going with the flow. It's like you don't really know how to handle everything. So if you ever want to go out with your friends, you sometimes have to plan with them, or sometimes you have to be spontaneous with them. And when you're spontaneous with them, they may not always want to do what you want to do. So it has both its good and its bads being spontaneous. But if that's you to be spontaneous, then continue to be spontaneous. It'll work out for you in the end. But if you realize that, hey, I really need a plan, there is a time that you actually need to plan so that your life can be done in accordance and you can set and have the goals accomplished that you want to do.
I think there could be like even like a balance in spontaneity.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not planning what I'm about to do today. Like, I'm gonna live life, or not even just today, but for this week. But I feel like there has to be some type of guideline,
Something.
not that you're following, but something in your conscience that says this is important. And this what needs to happen. It might not happen in a certain timetable, but as long as it gets done eventually, because I feel like if you just go too much with the flow, you start to omit things or even just forget, because it's like so much is happening. Like, okay, I'm going to exercise today because, I take my health seriously, but things happen. And if you don't have like that set period of hello, sorry for the interruption. That was your girl. Oh, still your girl.
Caught up.
Sorry.
That I am single.
Oh gosh.
No, it was Robert.
So you're going like that now?
Oh,
I am single, if you ever just want to go on a nice...
My boy.
So, J. Cole's single, all the ladies out there.
Yeah, see?
Follow him at...
you can follow me on Instagram at Jordan Anthony and Snapchat, Jordy J.
All right.
God.
Okay,
Jordy
that was
J
not in
out
the script
here
at all.
You
Shots.
guys are wild.
Oh, that's another part of life balance, relationships.
Yeah.
Shoot, didn't even think about that.
Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother episode
Yeah.
right there. Honestly,
Part 2.
part 2. So, yeah, just balance and spontaneity, I think, is good as well. Just so that your priorities don't falter. I think it's just really important to make sure you know what's important and to maximize on those things because you value them. I also want to ask, like, how do you maintain? Because like how you have that new school year or new year resolution, and like you're doing really good, and then life just hits you with the curveball.
Hits you, man.
Like, how do you maintain sanity or like bounce back, or because it's hard, man. Like,
It's
it can
hard.
really just mess you up.
It's hard, but to me, it's just like how I maintain. It's just like if I look at myself like 3-4 years down the line, what do I want to be doing? Like,
whoa, okay,
like if I stop, I'm gonna be a bum,
right?
Like I'm. That's not me. That's not what I envision for my life. So I feel like it's easier for me to maintain because I have that perception of where I'm gonna be.
Of
like
your future
for me,
self.
yeah. For me, I don't. When I do something, even if it's like the most little thing, I try to. I don't want to sound like I'm being like above everyone because I'm not.
I mean, just
but yeah,
talk.
but this is how I just feel. But if I do the littlest thing, I'm gonna do it like I'm at the head of whatever it is.
Right.
So that's just my perception of my life. So I'm never. It's gonna get hard. I mean, it's not. There's moments where I lack consistency. There is. I'm not gonna act like I'm just perfect out here, but those moments don't last very long because I'm just like, man.
Because you're looking ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead. I'm like,
don't live in the moment.
Man,
like,
I know if I keep doing the way I'm doing things, I'm not gonna end up where I want to be. So it's just quick reminders of where I want to be that keeps me doing what I'm doing. It keeps me afloat, pretty much.
Word. All right, so I have another like kind of curveball question. So we all, well, I hope we all have ambitions and like things we want to do with our lives. Some people don't, which is sad. Yeah. But like we're in school. Not everybody listening might not be in school, but you were in school, or you
at some point,
or even if you're working a job.
Yeah.
You have certain things that you like, have dreams about and stuff. So like, as far as life balance goes, because you hear those success stories of like people that just like drop out of school and go all in and like invest their whole lives into something and then they make it. I mean, lots of people don't make it.
Yeah.
But it's those people that do. So like, what do you think is like the best? I mean, this really isn't a yes or no type of question, but do you like promote the going all in, or do you promote like, I know where I am at life right now, I need to keep things balanced, I'm going to prioritize this, but I'm going to like make sure it's within moderation so that the rest of the things in my life don't like falter? Because that's hard. Like, you want to just do what you want to do.
That's hard. Here's the thing. It kind of goes both ways. Because here's the way I look at it. School is... Okay, I want to be a politician, right? That's my plan A. But I feel like if I don't go all in on that, or whatever the listeners' thing is that they're going all in on, that's their plan A. I feel like if you have a plan B, you're never going to go all in.
Right, exactly.
So... I don't know.
Like, that plan B is like limiting you.
That's true, but the plan B is important because, like you said, most people don't
make it, right?
So it's like, oh, I still have something to fall back on. So, just like what I do is, or what I try to do is have my plan B still in like the road of my plan A. So it's not like I'm completely off if my plan A doesn't work, because I'm still doing like something along those lines. So even if my plan A doesn't work at the time and I do my plan B, I still have the chance to go back to my plan A.
Right.
And
you don't neglect it.
Yeah. I never really give up on it. So that's how I view it. But I mean,
that's interesting because like I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Yeah,
like I have like what I want to do, and I just want to like just like F it, man. Like I just want to do that. Like, even if like I'm not even doing like good in the class, or like
especially with the school stuff, sometimes it's like classes I don't really need.
Yeah,
it's like, why am I like
I don't need this anyway. Like, I want to be successful doing this.
Exactly.
So forget all that other stuff. But I don't know, man. It's
especially when you hear like people that don't go to college and they still making it.
Right.
So I'm like,
and it's even worse now because we're in this like the dawn of social media where you see everyone. Well, that's another episode I'm going to do too, about
promotion.
Not promotion, but social media and influence of the highlight reel, basically.
Facts.
Because we see a lot of stuff out there in the media, but we don't see all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, which is fooling humanity at the time. So, but yeah, like you see all these people, all these success stories, like, oh yeah, I just dropped out and coded for like 18 hours a day, and now like I have this revolutionary computer application that Microsoft bought for like $5 million, and you're just like, oh, crap.
That's the thing. mainly people like that, they're specializing in one, like their specialization in that area is great. Mm-hmm. I'm not like that. I feel like I don't think I'm a regular person.
So it's back to self-awareness.
Yeah, it's self-awareness. Okay. Like I know my strength lies in, I know how to get to places. Like you give me a goal, I'll give you the steps to get there. So like some people that don't go to school and they still make it, that's not me, because I feel like one of my steps is getting there. Like school is one of my steps, so I'm gonna do that because I know that's where my strength lies. I don't have like one good thing that I'm good at. I try to dabble in everything. So that's what I view it as. Like they either just balling in one good area or they're just the luckiest person in the world. That's what I view it. I don't hate on it because you're doing better than me right now. But yeah, that's just where I am.
I'm just thinking about something. Like I promote going all in. But I definitely encourage going all in because that's how stuff gets done.
Yeah, you got to take a chance sometimes.
But I also don't promote stupidity.
That is true.
Or not, let me not say stupidity, but just lack of
clarity.
Yeah. Because, like, if you're going all in, you got to know exactly what you're doing.
Exactly.
Planning, like, a timetable of, you don't just go in there like a chicken with your head cut off, like, just going all over the place doing things, because that's how you end up.
Exactly. Like, I have a friend that recently quit school because he wanted to be a rapper. Like, people like that, you don't hear about many people getting into that because everyone wants to be a rapper.
Right, exactly.
But
super
to quit
mainstream.
School, you can do that and be in school at the same time.
Exactly. You gotta
so that's why I'm like, is that really...
Like, even Mark Zuckerberg, like, he was in school. Exactly. That's where it started. He was in school. And eventually it grew to a point where he couldn't do both anymore.
If it's something like that,
right?
Yeah,
so you got to know.
Okay, yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, I want to be an artist and drop out of school when you have a following of like 30 people. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now, if you're getting booked and you have to be out the state. Yeah. Every weekend.
You obviously can't.
Well, then school. That's more. That makes more sense. But I feel like people just they rush it too much.
Crazy.
Like, before they even make it, their dreams are ahead of their reality. Or
I can't comprehend it, but I support it.
It's easy to get there, man. It's easy to get, like, what this podcast is called, the Muse Report. Your muse, like your abstract ambitions. We get caught up in it instead of reality. And dreams are great, but dreams also are just the starting point. So that was pretty much all I had to ask you, man, about life balance. That was everything. Good answers.
Thank you,
and shout out to Jordan for putting out his ad. But yeah, I always end. Well, not always. This is my first guess. I'm going to end with asking like a question that has nothing to do with anything. So, what are your predictions or like expectations for this NBA season coming up?
Oh gosh. Oh man. I'm not. I got a question for you. How do you feel about the
switch it up
player mobility that's happening?
Wait, what?
The player mobility, like they just sign with someone.
Oh, right. Honestly, man, lack of loyalty in the NBA.
That's the thing. I'm a loyal person, but I also feel like after a certain time, you gotta cut it.
Yes,
it's just like
yes.
But
here's the thing.
What's up?
I think this whole player mobility thing is making the league much more interesting.
That is true.
But also making it so much more boring.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Like the East?
Yeah, like the East. It's really, the whole NBA honestly consists of about 6 teams.
It's true.
Out of 30. So, like, that's not good. Adam Silver needs to do something.
He can't.
He can.
The NBA is what, if it was like the NFL, he had the power. But the NBA is a players' league.
It is.
There is always going to be in the power of the player, especially when you have someone like LeBron James. Adam Silver has no jurisdiction over what LeBron does.
Hey, the NBA is just becoming a mess.
Yeah.
Because
but I mean, I support LeBron.
I fully support.
That's my boy. I think he's winning MVP and championship.
Honestly, it's all the Golden State Warriors' fault.
How? Why would you? They got 2 drafts.
No.
Oh, right. Not the player mobility.
No, the player mobility. Because
Kevin Durant
is not necessarily Golden State's fault to start out with. They were very good at seeking young talent that people were asleep on and molding it into something great. But at the dawn of, let me say LeBron started it-ish, but not really.
I don't even think LeBron started
I don't think, because it wasn't to the magnitude of what the Golden State Warriors are doing.
Are you talking about joining other people?
Joining other people.
I can't even give it to LeBron because
people were doing it before that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Boston.
Exactly.
Like
and they won a championship.
Exactly. So
exactly.
I just feel like LeBron just took it from them. It's just LeBron was the best player in the league. So it's like you never see the best player, like even Magic, Michael Jordan, like Kobe. When they're the best, they never leave.
They don't
where
leave.
They go.
Right.
But I mean, he had
People
to
come
leave.
to them.
He wasn't going anywhere because they weren't even giving him a roster. Michael got Scotty, and Dennis Rodman. Magic had everyone.
So
it's
James
just
Worthy,
like
Kareem.
I feel like LeBron had to leave. You can't be mad at him.
Yeah, but now everyone's just trying to play catch up. That's all. That's what the whole game is. Just playing catch up to the Golden State, and it's.
But I feel like Cleveland caught up.
They did, and that's great.
Yeah,
but it also kind of leaves the 26 teams out of the loop.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like until the conference finals, the NBA is going to be boring.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm still going to watch.
Oh, of course I'm going to watch.
I'm going to watch.
Of course I'm going to watch.
But I don't know. I just hope. Well, first of all, let me point out the Sixers are making the playoffs. Oh. I'm feeling 17.
Large accusation.
First of all, Ben Simmons is a reincarnation of LeBron James.
Oh,
have you seen?
I have seen him play.
He's the reincarnation of LeBron James.
They do play a little similar. They're both same size. They could both play point guard.
Same speeds. Both play point guard. Once Ben Simmons starts developing a jump shot, what? But I mean, LeBron is still on the top. He got a long way to go.
He has a long way to go.
7th AC. I'm not saying they're winning. I'm just saying they're making the playoffs. They're time for.
This is documented. So we're gonna come back in some months, and we're gonna look back at this.
You gotta look at it. Last season, Joel Embiid played 31 games.
Yeah,
they won 28 of those games.
Joel Embiid
without
is
Ben Simmons.
Right.
So now you add Fultz, the number 1 draft pick, and Ben Simmons, and JJ Redick is now on the team.
Yeah.
And they got Jared Bayless.
Yeah.
So you got veterans, and you got up and coming players. So even if they're not good now, in the next 3-4 years, they're gonna be what Golden State is.
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, I'm all for that.
Is them or the Bucks in 3 or 4 years?
I like the Bucks too.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Giannis.
I
can't even say it. I'm not even gonna try.
He's gonna come back and be upset when he hears this.
Oh, if he listens to this, I won't care.
Cleveland made it. Cleveland made it. We're affirming him. It's just no one can pronounce his name. But I mean, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, but all right. So, is there anything that you want to tell the world, even though the world's probably not listening yet? But anything you want to tell the people before we sign off?
I had a joke, but I forgot it.
Oh my god.
No, I got it.
Let me prepare myself.
What is the difference between a fish and a guitar? You're gonna appreciate this one because it's about music. You can't.
What is the difference?
Yeah, what is the difference between a fish and a guitar?
You can't play fish scales.
You can't. Oh, that's a good one. You can't tune a fish.
Boy, if you don't. Oh my god! No, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Hey, that was clever.
Thank you.
You can't tune a fish. Didn't.
Oh man!
Right. All right, so that's it for today, guys. This is the 3rd episode of the Muse Report. leave some likes, some stars on the ratings. Because no one really knows what this is. So get the word out, share the link, and appreciate. Love you guys. All right, man. It's Clee Davis. I'm out. Hey guys, Clee here. Thanks so much for listening to the Build Your Vision podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I would think you did if you stayed all the way to the end. The best thing that you could do to help support this show is by sharing it with somebody. By you just taking a few seconds to recommend this show to somebody, you are making a huge impact, not only on the success of this show, but possibly on that person's life.